Welcome to the Smite Force Chronicles, brought to you by Stock Music for presentation, for medical commission. Do you have a flare-up? Does it itch? Are you embarrassed? Try Stock Music. All right, so here we are. Did you guys hear the stock music? Was that not like out of a...
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
That was I don't even know what to say.
That little I have a series of those that you'll hear. I put that on last night while I was setting stuff up to see if it worked and forgot about it, and then realized like an hour and a half later it had been looping, and I had heard that for like that does something to your brain. Anyway, so hey, let me try something different. I'll go into narrator mode. When we were last here, you guys found yourselves exiting the airship. Some of you, I believe, flew. Some of you were transported, a la Star Trek, to the ground. Nonetheless, you made your way into the Pickled Wyvern. The Pickled Wyvern, living up to its name. You had some interesting things happen between those two moments. Glory decided that, after, putting down a bottle of wine, the next best thing to do is probably, I don't know, to draw a card from the deck of many things. So Dinjarin allowed her to do so, and poof, all of her magical items were gone. Forever. Some were destroyed. The precious artifacts are just not with her anymore. They're somewhere in existence, but just not on her person. So she has an interesting dilemma. She's a magic user with no magics to use. Fun stuff. Anyway, all the more reason to do what Tyros is doing and saddle up to the bar. You had a good conversation with innkeeper Karen. You asked her about the area. You asked her about goods, and she mentioned that in the morning there'll probably be a pop-up shop. Some wagons pull in and sell their goods in the morrow. Bartender Conaron has kept you lubricated and well fed. That suckling pig, in the wyvern is something to behold. But the real business was up north, where Spanky introduced you to Mr. Jazz Hands. Mr. Jazz Hands is a harper and looped you into really what's going on. You guys have picked up bits and pieces over time about cultists and Wayfinder parts and all sorts of nonsense. But, this was not any sort of an official quest. This was just incidental. You had stumbled upon, kind of like the Scooby Gang, you'd stumbled upon something interesting. It is now a little bit more formal. You have been engaged, it turns out, way back 3 years ago by Spanky. They've been test driving you guys to see if you are the heroes that can take on this quest, and they have decided, indeed, you are. That was why Spanky was going to intercept you after you had done your business at the Jade Temple. Alas, he did not make it, nor did you. You got stuck in the aquatic crypt, and he got hijacked by the Black Cult of the Dragon. Fun times. You're now here. You're aware that something is afoot. There's a big bad coming. The Black Cult of the Dragon is trying to usher in the big bad, and to do so, and for those who don't realize it, that's a Buffy reference, yes. Anyway, and Buffy reference means Buffy the Vampire Slayer, for those who didn't get that secondary level of references. So, there you go. Sorry, I'm just being an angel. That's now your third reference to the Buffy universe. I'll stop, I promise. I'm no Spike. Oh, I'm sorry, there was one more. That was my fourth. Anyway, I'm done now. I swear to you. I've referenced my way out of my train of thought. And by the way, is my voice weird? Or does it sound normal? Okay, good. Good.
It's echoey.
Echoey. Oh, that's because I'm in narrator mode. You know what? Let's get out of narrator mode. This is too long to be in narrator mode. Let's go into crystal clear, where you can hear my actual voice. All right, so there's a big bad coming is the idea, and you need to stop the big bad, right? And the big bad is basically total chaos and destruction of the earth. The Black Cult want to bring chaos and disrupt the universe as you know it. One of the rumored big bads is Baphomet himself, which should bringing weird comfort since you've all, or most of you, have found some sort of a Baphomet-related issue. Good deal. Are we missing somebody today?
Sarah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
and
there's-
there she is.
Summoned
I was like-
her.
My
I have
bad.
never.
I
don't look how many people are on this call.
That was oddly weird that you said that, and like she literally just like appears. But it's like
Yeah.
she's using her Eldritch magic just to show up.
Oh no, she's not. Oh wait, she could use her Eldritch. She could use that magic, right? Because she didn't lose. She lost all of her magical items. She'll get it back. We all know Glory will find a way. Anyway, so as I was saying, to thwart this big bad and this evil cult from doing what they want to do, you're on a quest to find the missing parts of this Arcanic Wayfinder. This Arcanic Wayfinder has something to do, and you haven't quite put all this together. It has something to do with stopping this evil that's heading your way. It was pointed out to me that that seemed an awful lot like the Lord of the Rings. I obsessed over that for a little while, but I don't think so. These aren't rings; these are parts. You have to build a thing. This isn't the thing. This isn't a ring. It's not going to rule them all. It's just this device. So I'm going to stand by my narrative, and I did not lift it from the Lord of the Rings, as far as you know, or maybe I did. I don't know. Anyway, your next steps have been laid out in front of you. There is a mole in the Black Cult of the Dragon, it seems. Here, I'm trying to remember what you know versus the other party that's doing the same quest. Oh my goodness, I gotta look at my notes. Yeah, there is a mole. But you do know that sort of your next step is to they think that there's one of these Wayfinder parts in the mines, right? They did a little test. That's what it was. They did a little test and suggested that it was, I believe, the Wayfinder ring. But you know that you already possess this ring, right? And this was Jazz Hand's way of sort of sussing you out. You've, I think, spent enough time with Harpers and talking to Harpers and testing out Harpers that you do know that by and large, they are first and foremost all about justice and doing the right thing at any cost. Just so you know. Or just to remind you. And so you do feel like everything is above board. They have suggested you take the river instead of a less traveled road to sort of liaison at this mine. This mine is quite a haul. You can ask him more about that around the campfire. And your decision was you really couldn't take the airship anyway because you haven't figured out how to control it yet. You know you can call it. You know you can go wherever you want and then use your stone to call it to you. That's what you do know. But you do not know how to tell it to go someplace, right? You can bring it to a place you are, and you can get back onto it, but you haven't really figured out how to drive it, right? So it's kind of a non-starter anyway. But they've secured the services of Captain Smirts, who I heard was a delightful gentleman. And you'll much enjoy your conversations with the Smirtsman, the Smirtsmeister, Mr. Smirts, whatever you want to do. And that leaves us to where we are tonight. You guys are, still gathered around the table. It's late. It is now about 10:30. The Wyvern stays open until everyone leaves, which sometimes is never. But you have also found out that Mr. Jazz Hands has secured the campsite for you outside. And at this point, he leans over and says,
I'm going to take my leave of the Wyvern and put myself in to at least a proximity of my cozy tent. I'm going to spend a little time warming by the fire, having a few pulls from my final pint of the night. If anyone wants to join me, you will find me just to the north of the Wyvern at the campsite.
and with that, he goes, and you'll see that so does. He's going to go right through the wall because I'm lazy. He takes off. Smirch takes off with him, and Spanky takes off. They all head out to the campsites, leaving you guys behind to discuss whatever it is that you want to discuss. So there you go. discuss away.
I should probably make my way back up to the group after flirting with the bartender.
And did you make any progress with said bartender? Was that your goal?
Clearly, I'm coming back alone, so no.
We're learning an awful lot about. This is a side of Tyros that none of us have seen. Player Tyros. We've seen, Rogue Tyros, but not this. Maybe Tyros needs to do the Smite Force sensitivity training. All right, so I'm leaving it to you. I mean, what do you guys want to do? You're sitting around the tables.
I ask everybody. So, do we trust the Smurfs? Trust the sea captain?
Well, he's highly recommended by Jazz Hands. And quite honestly, I don't know how we steer our airship yet. And if we want to get to the mines, I think Smirks is the way to go.
Agreed. Sounds good.
All right. Well then, I'm gonna go get some ale.
Now
Don't
you're
get me in the
speaking
morning.
my tongue.
And ironically, I'm not controlling anyone for a change. So, you guys do you. I'll happily, wherever you land, you can talk amongst yourselves. You can engage. If anyone makes their way over to the campsite, I'll have those conversations. But other than that, and it's funny, every time you guys step away from, I'm guessing, Dinjarin, you feel this sense of security, this protection sort of leave you. And you realize the closer you are to him, the more protected you feel. And Dinjarin, you're welcome to explain what the hell I'm talking about.
It must be with my new sense of purpose. I'm able to give a protection to anyone who's within 10 feet of me. Since I'm now, I have a different outlook on life. I want to help my teammate as much as possible now. So.
And as he says that, Gloria, you're within earshot, and you think to yourself, he gets a rebooted sense of purpose, and I lost all my cool shit.
I was actually thinking I'm gonna sneak off and go to bed because I got an early morning.
Pause for one moment, guys. My wife brought me a wrap from Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it looks like a weird taco of some sort. I don't know. Anyway, here we are. So what were you saying? Someone was engaging. Let me engage. Is this with the barkeep?
I'm gonna sneak off and go take a nap, or not a nap. I'm gonna go to bed because I have an early morning.
All right, go for it. You can park yourself in any of the tents.
Which are outside? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, they're outside. You have free movement. I will allow you to move anywhere within the campsite. If you head into the woods, tell me, because I don't know what's in the woods right now. I'd have to roll stuff. So,
Gentlemen, what can I get you?
Another pint of your fine ale, please.
I'll take
Another.
a flagon.
A flagon. All right. But what would you like in said flagon?
Your finest mead.
Mead indeed. I'll be back in 2 shakes.
she heads back. She's a good barkeep. She's going to head back and get you guys your drinks. Bloop, disappears. You still see Fendor off to the right, doing his thing. Every once in a while, Dinjarin, he sort of nods and winks at you, thanking you for your generosity earlier.
I asked the barkeep, do you have Dragon's Breath drink on hand?
I've not heard of such a thing. I could possibly make a dragon's breath drink. What's in a dragon's breath?
It's the spit of a dragon with some ale and some I actually don't know. I just had it at another bar once, and I just remember it being very good. I was just hoping
Well-
you had it.
The closest I could get is to pull you a pint and spit in it myself. I don't have any dragon spit, but would that suffice?
It don't have the same effect as the dragon's breath, but I will take let's say 5 orders of scones if you have them wrapped up to go, so that I can have them on my journeys.
Ah, that's the scone mega pack. Very, very good. Yes, I'll prepare those. Do you want me to have them delivered to your tent, or would you like them here?
That would be perfect. Delivered to my tent is fine. Thank you.
All right, you'll have five buttery scones waiting for you. Yum. You other gentlemen need
Bert,
anything?
I think
With
I
that,
think I'll
I
have the
have.
same. I'll have 5 scones to go as well. If you could have them delivered to my tent, and if I could settle up the bill with you tonight, that'd be great.
Ah, absolutely. Are you paying for his scones?
Yes, I'll pay for his scones as well, and I'll take care of the accommodations for our crew.
Ah,
Make sure
you
you
need-
put my flagon on his tab as well.
I'd order another flagon if I were you. It seems like this guy has a loose with the purse. And
you know,
you needn't worry about the camp. That has been secured by Mr. Jazz Hands over there. Yeah, he has hooked you up with our finest tents. They're quite glamorous. One would say that you might be glamping. Is that a thing?
Fantastic.
Indeed. All right. Well, then you owe, calculating here, you owe me 1 gold and 5 silver.
The Tyros takes over 2 golds. Yeah, enjoy the rest. Thank you so much for all your hospitality tonight. Look forward
You
to coming back and visiting again.
Well,
Here,
you are
here.
welcome anytime. You are welcome. And don't forget, in the morrow, there'll be some vendors outside. And you didn't hear it from me, but they have more goods than you see on the card.
Thank you.
Good to
for the
know.
tip. Greatly appreciated.
Well, good night,
Will you be
gentlemen. I'm
serving
gonna.
breakfast in the morrow?
Would you like something delivered to your tent, or are you wanting to join us at the inn? We're 24-hour breakfast.
I think I'll come and join you in the inn.
That sounds fantastic. And if you need anything in the meantime, I may not be here, but innkeeper Karen is always available. Right? There's always someone to help you out. And with that, I will take my leave of you.
And then she disappears into the kitchen. She's preparing your orders of scones, and you're good to go. And now let me look. Where is everybody else? Is anyone outside by the fire? We have Dinjarin's out by the fire. Smirts, Spanky. Where did Glory end up?
I'm in the first tent.
Oh, there you are. Fun. So Dinjarin, as you sit there, Smirts, leans over and he's like,
So tell me, how long have you been in the company of Mr. Spanky here? What?
Oh, we've known Spanky for quite some adventuring. At least a few months. He's pointed us in several fun romps with goblins and other things. So
Fun indeed. I recall when we first met. I simply disappeared for a moment to secure the portage documentation, and I come back and you're fighting giant rats.
yes, that is true. It was quite a thrilling time.
It seems like a lifetime ago, does it not?
It does.
Yet it feels like only 3 sleeps ago.
It feels almost like it's been years, but yeah, it's only been not too long. Crazy.
So at this point, a couple of you, or at least a couple of you, are sitting around the fire, and you are welcome. I should open up my narrative because you're out at the campsite now. So let's give you a little narrative to the chat. There it is. So the Pickled Campsite is nestled just north of the Pickled Wyvern Tavern, both of which are perched. Sorry about that, I closed my own window. Both of which are perched on the east shore of the River Dimlider. The campsite is a popular destination for travelers and adventurers alike, offering a convenient place to rest before continuing on their journeys. The campsite is situated atop a cliffside, providing a stunning view of the winding river below. Now, you're not seeing much of it as it is night, but you do hear it. You hear the crickets. It's quite relaxing, to be perfectly frank. And IRL, I really enjoy the ambience that I'm hearing right now. But anyway, the campsite itself is well maintained, with several fire pits and picnic tables scattered throughout the area. A small wooden bridge spans the gap between the cliffside. This is where, Glory, you spent some time. And a picturesque cliffside and a picturesque river island, offering campers a chance to explore, fish, or simply relax by the water's edge. The island is lush with greenery, and its tranquil atmosphere provides a welcome respite from the bustling activity of the nearby tavern. So yeah, you guys are sitting around. Occasionally you'll see a patron walk down the street. You're starting to sort of warm up, and you're a little open to new friends due to some of the liberal drinking you've been doing throughout the evening. Tyros has kept you hooked up pretty well. And do you have any questions for Jazz Hands, or he can just sit there?
I don't have questions, but I want to, without too much notice, pull out a gem that I have and study it to see what it is, because I know it's not a normal gem, but I don't know what it is. It's the red Tordendum that I have. I did the yellow one before, and I found out it was elemental, so I want to do the red one now.
Okay. And are you doing this within prying eyes, or?
No, I want to go somewhere where, I guess maybe in one of these other tents, maybe, where there isn't anybody.
Okay.
I don't know how to go in the tent. How did you guys go in the tent? You just walked in?
Walk in.
I just dragged it inside.
Look at that. Of all the tents, he chooses the glory tent.
How do you know if there's someone in it, though?
Damn, my tent.
Oh, I'll just go to this one. I don't know if there's anyone in there or not.
So as you study that gem, well, first let's roll something for that. Actually, let me tell you what I can tell you. Dinjarin, skill check. I think this would be not in this. We're gonna go a history on this one to see if you know anything. Yay, we're doing a roll. I really do enjoy the ambience of this scene. Oh yeah. So you've heard of such a gem, Dinjarin. This red corundum, it contains this elemental energy, right? And what you know of these gems, and they're not. It's not that you can't come across one, but they're not common, right? But you find that you're in possession of basically a gem that if you break will summon a fire elemental, right? But as soon as you do this, as you might imagine, the gem is now lost. So it's almost like a break in case of emergency gem.
Sweet. I now have 2 of those.
You have 2 red gems?
No, I have the red one and the yellow one that I studied at the last long rest we did. So.
And reflect out loud. Where did you come across these gems?
Be honest, that's too much thinking for Dinjarin. He probably doesn't remember. He just knows he got them somehow. He's just not sure where.
Ah, well, there you go. Well, back out at the camp, Got my readers on. Good. As you settle into the pickled campsite, the laughter and chatter from the Pickled Wyvern Tavern gradually fades into the background. The night sky is a tapestry of stars, and the river's soothing melody lulls you into a sense of security. However, amidst the tranquility, you can't help but to notice the occasional rustling of leaves or a fleeting shadow at the edge of your vision. It could simply be a nocturnal animal going about its business, but you can't shake the feeling that you might be under watchful eyes. Now, Jazz Hands takes this opportunity, this sort of break in the conversation, to tell you a little bit more about what's going on.
So, the recent surge of Black Cult of the Dragon activity in the area has put everyone on edge, which is why, I continually...
Can you guys hear?
It's very quiet.
You can't hear me?
Wait, you can't hear me?
The effect was really quiet.
Yeah, you're fine when you're talking normal, but once you turn on the effect, it just...
Was he quiet earlier too?
No, it didn't seem to be earlier.
Let me try again, and give me a thumbs up if this sounds any better.
The recent surge of the Black Cult of the Dragon... Huh. Sorry, I had a pixie in my throat. Don't know what was going on there. Bananas. This magical technology is beyond me. Anyway, the recent surge of Black Cult of the Dragon activity in the area has put everyone on edge. They've been, known to spy on travelers and even ambush unsuspecting parties, seeking any information or advantage they can use for their dark schemes. Their influence has grown, and it seems it's in their reaches extending to even once people places like Daggerford, and as far out as the Pickled Campsite.
And, just as he says that, just up to the north, you hear a little rustling. And no sooner do your eyes train on that you think, is this in my head? You hear a little rustling also then off to the west, right? And no sooner does that happen than you hear a little rustling to the southeast and then some drunken footsteps of someone sort of making their way home after a long night of pickling the wyvern. Anyone doing anything or sitting where you are? By the way, where is everyone? I see only Tyros. Is everyone else in the tent sleeping?
I'm in this outhouse.
You're what? In the outhouse?
I think
the
it's next to the toilet.
scones not do well to you? Weren't nice to you?
Am I the only one who heard that she's in the outhouse?
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
No, we heard it.
I think I'm next to this toilet. Outside.
What time is it? Is it dawn yet?
No, not yet. It's but it is pushing into the next day. It is now, let's see, 12 a.m. going into the next day, and it's about 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, then I should definitely be in my tent.
So Smirts says, "Hey,
I do believe that it is time. It is late, and we need to get an early start. I'm going to take my leave of you, gentlemen. I'm just going to go lay in the tent, and apologies to anyone that I may lay next to, as I have been known to, play the nose whistle as I sleep."
Sort of, and as he gets up, you definitely hear this time, sort of, something off in the distance, like just to the north.
Tyros is going to hang around the campfire because he doesn't need a long rest. Just keep an eye on things.
Stand and watch.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Anyone else?
And
To
actually,
stay?
as Captain,
So Smirts is heading
as
to
Captain
bed.
Smirts is leaving,
Yep.
Tyros sort of leans closer to Jazz Hands and asks him, "How long have you known Smirts? Is he someone that you trust quite well?"
Yes, Smirch and I go way back. We were part of. We'll just say we've had some merchant dealings in the past. The Harpers have secured a network of sailors and soldiers and tinkers and spies. As we sort of do bring justice and prevail. That just cause is much larger than our simple organization.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I've had one or two run-ins with Smirts myself. I really, I can say you're in for some fun. He can weave a good tale when he's, when he's in the right mood. And with that, I'm going to retire for the evening as well.
All right, we'll see you in the morning, Spanky.
And then as Spanky leaves, you
Mr. J.
definitely hear up from the north some rustling in the trees. It seems like it might be a little bit closer to you. This does not sound like the movements of an animal foraging for food.
So Dinjarin came back out of the tent, by the way, earlier, and hearing that, I just kind of get ready. Kind of grab my scimitar and get ready.
So who's all out at the? So the people that are aware right now are Dinjarin and Tyros, correct?
Yeah, and Tyros is now going to be playing in the shadows.
And I am stopping movement.
As to keep out of sight.
So go ahead and roll the perception check that I have offered up to you. All right. So, yeah. So Tyros, you're sort of behind that tent, into the trees. You do with your 14. You see the shape of at least two figures, right? And you hear what sounds like the footfalls of boots, and that's what that 14 will get you. Dinjarin, with your 21, you can't make out. It's too dark to make out faces. Let me see where you. But you definitely pick up in the shadows the silhouette of two people, looks like humans, dressed in robes.
I asked Jazz Hands does he know if any of their Harpers are around that he's expecting, seeing that he kind of has robes on too.
No, I'm alone in my journey. I'm not expecting company, at least not the good kind.
Do you know of any other adventurers that have been around that may be staying in here?
Well, that's a loaded question, my friend. This pickled wyvern is a pass-through.
Have you seen any other travelers come through as of today?
If by travelers, yes, lots. If what you mean, if have I seen anyone that I might think is in the Black Cult of the Dragon, not as of yet.
I kind of try to whistle like a bird or something, to signal to Tyros so he's aware that there's two.
Tyros, you let's roll to see if you understand that, because there's a tent between you, so it has to be audible. And that would be.
Yeah, I do. So it's like 1, 2.
Yeah, and so we'll see if he can pick that up from you. And it doesn't have to be very high. I'll make this be a 7. And
on outside. Go.
Go, dog. I'm guessing.
Go, Tyros, go.
My kids hate when I say go, gadget, and then I insert whatever we're doing.
You know you're still in the voice, just to let you know.
Yes, well, I'm talking about my kids, Jazz Hands. I'm having a go, gadget, dragon.
I was talking to my dog. He seemed to want to go outside, but then changed his mind.
Damn dogs. Yeah, so Tyros, you pick up on the signal that there's two, and as he says that, you're roughly seeing the same thing that he saw, which is a couple of robed figures. They aren't advancing on you, but it's very clear that they've been watching and listening in. They've been trying to hear as much as they can. They're not very close, so they aren't hearing really any details. So the question is, what do you guys want to do?
I decide to tell Jazz Hands, well, I think I'm going to take a stroll down this path over here. And I head kind of down this way towards the path. Once I get here, I'm going to duck into the trees as quietly as possible.
All right, so move your movement, like not the whole way, but just like the end of your actual movement. So like this is pseudo turn based. All right, and then stop at the end of that. So don't keep going. You got to stop at whatever your end of your normal movement would be. Tyros, you are also welcome to make a move. Everyone else is sound asleep unless you guys wake them up. Glory, where are you? You're sleeping, right? And
Still
Stefanos,
sleeping.
are you still making potties?
I'm done.
All right, so you can also move your character and do whatever you want to do.
Sounds good. I'll move to the tents.
All right, so move your normal movement and go from there. So let's see where you move to. All right, so if I'm Stefanos...
Tyros.
Yep. Okay, move one more time, Stefanos, and everyone stop, and then I'll let you move again. So Stefanos, as you stand there, you see sneaking across the bridge from the island, just off to the north, sort of the northwest. You see a figure in a robe. Clearly not a normal traveler, right? And looks like he was making his way to sort of that tree that sort of sits between the sits just the tents are sort of between the tree and the campsite, as if he was positioning himself. Up to the north, so you don't move again. Up to the north, Tyros, you've moved into position, and what you see are clearly two cultists. One is in a red robe, and one is in a black robe. You can see from the moonlight. And as you approach, their movement is to sort of make their way away from you. They're not out of sight yet, but they're definitely on the outs.
They have not seen me, have they? Because I was.
They haven't seen you, but they know that Dinjarin is sort of heading to the north, and the campsite is sort of emptying out. So there's not a lot of activity. There's not a lot for them to listen in. Is sort of what you're thinking. There's not really much reason for them to get any closer. If everyone's sleeping, it's just going to be the sounds of snoring. And they probably, well, you don't know this, so I can't say the other reason that they might not care. Dinjarin, you can move your distance one more time. And then we're going to ask what you guys want to do. So you can move your full distance one more time, and then you'll either be in combat or not, depending on what you guys want to do next. Yeah, so you...
I'm assuming that's like a tree, right? That I kind of went through?
Under. Yeah, you're under the tree.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's just, I would want to make sure I'm kind of under the tree.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're sort of obscured, but I need you to roll a stealth check.
Not gonna wake up people in the tent today, or
That's unfair. You can't share that. They don't hear you say that. And for them to not hear you, are you wearing your armor right now, Dinjarin?
I have leather armor.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
So I'll lower the check. So you only have to hit a 7.
which for me is still kind of hard.
Well, there's 13 other numbers you can roll that are not a 7, or that aren't they're above 7.
I haven't had much luck with those though. See? Oh my god. Barely.
All right. So, Dinjarin's, walking, and he's sort of delighted. He's reflecting on the Goblin Caves and how he honestly, he fucked everybody by wearing his armor in stealth mode, then tripping a tripwire, then collapsing, and you all ended up in the Goblin Caves. But the benefit was that's where you met Melon, so that's not so bad. So the 4 of you are now in combat.
Dinjarin stopped and scratched his head like, why did I think of someone named Melan? I remember being Alexandria, but I don't know a Melan. That's so weird.
All right, so roll for initiative.
Jeez.
That's a good time to fumble is initiative. I mean, better than, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So you have no active surprise, so the turn order is the turn order.
It is your turn.
Dinjarin, you are up first. And these cultists, I'll let you attack with advantage. They're facing away from you. They're getting ready to jet.
Okay, so they're now aware that we're here, right?
Well, not only are they aware, but you see them like in the we're going to sprint mode. And quite honestly, if you don't, like in this one round, if you guys don't take care of them, or one or more of them, what's the rank right now? Who goes first? Yeah, so you have a chance. This is the top of the stack, so you guys got a scheme. You have a chance to get the cultist in red because it like you know intuitively that the cultist that goes after you, his action is going to be to get the hell out of here, double sprint, and there will not be a world where once he does that, he'll be gone. Like there's no.
Which one's the one in red?
It's the one named Cult Fanatic.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, since they know, I just want to make sure if I move, it's like they're not going to be like, okay, you're out. They're out of here. So I'm going to go.
Well, before
here.
before you take your turn, Stefanos, while you hear a stick crack, right, and sort of, you feel the tension in the air. You can move your full movement if you want, but again, you see another cultist off to the west. So what are you going to do? Because he doesn't know that there's combat happening yet.
I'm going to use a cantrip while I still have the shade coverage from the trees to alert the tent members to wake up. And I can make any sound. So I'm going to do the sound of beatings of, the roaring of horn to wake everyone up from tents.
Of a horse, you said?
Horns.
Oh,
like trumpets.
Horns. Got it. Okay.
Like battle trumpets.
I like it. Let's see if I have that. Horns of battle trumpets. Horns of battle trumpets. Well, the best I'm going to get you is that like you cast your cantrip and you think battle trumpets, and what you get is instead bagpipes. Close enough though.
Braveheart, guys. Brave.
Hey, what is that awful sound?
And he's now.
What's going on?
And it does wake everybody up, and that means that. Oops. My bad. Hold on 1 second. That does mean that I got to put everybody in combat, which I don't think Tempe will be sad to find out that everybody's in combat. No one should be able to move right now. Is anyone moving? Oh, some of you aren't in combat yet. So hold on. Combat.
It is your turn.
So the rest of you roll initiative, and that might change some of the stack, which might be good.
It is your turn. It is your turn.
It's your turn.
It is
You guys hear it say it's your turn over and over again, or is it just me?
Just you. I haven't heard it.
It is your turn. It is your turn.
Sorry. I've heard it at least twice.
It's your turn.
It's your turn. As soon as everybody, we still have. Oh, those are me. I have to roll theirs. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Correct. Close that. All right, Mr. Jazz Hands. Let's roll their initiative. So, Cult Fanatic, Jazz Hands, Cultist, Spanky, and Smirts. Normal. So suddenly you guys, it doesn't seem like you guys can't take Dinjarin anywhere, and he causes trouble. All right, so you are indeed in combat. Dinjarin, you can now take your turn.
I find offense to that one. I saw potential peeping toms. I knew my friends were sleeping. I was like, I don't want some pervs staring at all my compatriots, my companions. That's just. I can't help it if I'm not stealth like Tyros. I mean, gee. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move to about right there. I'm zoomed out. I can't see how far that is. I think that's 25 feet. It didn't let me move.
It didn't let you move?
No. Oh, hold on. Never mind. I see why. I'm measuring. Okay. Then I'm going to figure out how I target that guy. And I am going to cast Hold Person. Please let him be a dumb cult fanatic. Or not so wise.
All right, so he... Normal roll.
It is your turn.
He succeeds.
Of course.
It's your turn.
Okay. So with that then, I'm going to take the rest of my movement. What do I have? So I can't, obviously the map ends right behind, in front of him.
Yeah.
If I wanted to throw something there, even though I can't see it, can I do that?
Yeah. What are you trying to... Yeah. Just,
So,
what is it that you're throwing?
I am going to take...
And this is a bonus action, right?
No, I get 2 actions.
Oh.
Not just a single one. If I take anything, I get 2 actions, not I have to attack or anything. So I'm gonna throw my, make sure I'm doing the right one, my yellow gem with the earth elemental to break it. I'm gonna throw it in between them, and I want to throw it right there.
Give me 1 second.
Put a earth elemental right in front of them.
Oh, you're making my life complicated. Let's see, Earth Elemental. So we're gonna do something weird. I'm gonna take these guys and back them up 1 slot, and I'm gonna back you up 1 slot just for fairness. And then you want to cast the Elemental. So
yeah, I'm throwing the Earth Elemental gem, or to summon it right here. Is what I'm hoping to be able to do.
Can you verify that you can break it and then tell it where to be summoned? I don't think you can. I think it's summoned wherever you break it.
Yeah, that's why what I wanted to do was throw the gem to break it there. Throw it between them so it breaks.
Okay, so that will be a check to see if you can throw it between them and break. There's enough rock and stuff that you could potentially wing it, but that's pretty much a called shot. Right, because it's gonna have to go between 2 guys and hit a rock. So let me get that set up for you, and then we can pull it out. And if you succeed this, chat, and that would be, I think it would be athletics or acrobatics. Hold on, let me look. Does anyone have any acrobatic music to...
Can it be a persuasion instead? I'm pretty good on persuasion.
I bet you are, but I don't know that would...
I can't persuade the gem to land where I want it.
Yeah, it's funny because I with both of these, with both athletics and acrobatics, I continually flip-flop them, and they're very different things. So I think athletics is your sort of your ability to stay upright when things are wobbly, and acrobatics is. Oh no! I know what we're gonna do. This is a dexterity throw. It's a dexterity. Right, it's dex, which is, yeah. So it would be acrobatics, dex, on that. All right, and this is a called shot. So you start. Your baseline is 10 plus, breaking the stone, which gives you about a 14 to hit. And let me.
So really quick, what are the on my character sheet? It says there's like a at the far right a parentheses with a number. Oh, that's my passive. So
yeah, that's passive. So I can use that. I can use that instead of a roll.
Okay, because my passive is 14.
You son of a bitch.
To let you know.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, because no, you have to roll. If this wasn't if this called for a passive, like sometimes I'll use that really around perception and whatever. But this is a called shot, so no. You now, if you want, I can knock this up a notch if that would make you feel a little better.
That's fine.
Sure. Okay.
Ah! Jesus.
Give me 1 second.
It went on the 14 and then rolled off.
Didn't Jaren, you clumsy oaf.
Son of a bitch. So I just go,
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I gotta throw it and it just rolls out my hand. I'm like, damn it.
There we go. End epic roll. Roll streak. You've rolled a 4 2 times in a row. Congratulations. So yeah, you failed, and you've lost your gem for now. So we'll lose this theater of the mind. But if you don't remember to pick it up, or if you can't find it, you'll have to remove it from your inventory. But right now, it's just sort of like it flies between the two cultists and just sort of like tumbles into the weeds.
All right. That's the end of my turn.
Well, that brings us to Alexandria. And according to my calculations, Alexandria is... Are you in the inn? Yeah, Alexandria's still at the bar.
I'm at the bar, man.
So you are not actually in combat. Yeah, so let's remove you. Remove combatant. Yeah, so you're not in the actual... in the thick of it, so to speak. Which brings us to... But I will give you... If you want to move your full movement, it can't be because of awareness, but it could be just because you're done pulling pints, or you can happily stay in the tavern. But you don't know the battle's going on yet. But if you want to move your full movement, I can unlock that for you. Would you like to do that?
You know, I want to be true to the character, so I think Alexandria is just gonna order a pint.
Love it.
All night drink stuff.
Exactly. You've got some bird-friendly beverages, right? The Bertini, right? The Bird Hatton. I'm sure there's an obvious joke that I missed, but we'll listen to that. Oh, they have one called "The Bird is the Word." Have you heard?
Ooh.
Everybody's heard that the bird is a word. But anyway, yeah. So this cultist is up, and Stephanos, you see this cultist sort of take full movement back to the island and sort of make their way back. So their action is first and foremost there, and then they take, because they're going to use their action as a sprint, they're taking it again, and they disappear on the other side of the island. I am booked. Ends their turn. Next person up is another cultist. So Dinjarin, you're not within range of this cultist. So you see them like double time it, and they head away. So they are out of combat. Remove combatant. And next turn is Captain Smirts. Where is Captain Smirts? Captain Smirts is... There we go. So Captain Smirts, you know, here's the kerfuffle. Comes out of the camp a little bewildered. He's been sleeping. Sort of heads straight to the campground to go, like, you know, it's like, what the hell is going on? Mr. Jazz Hands apprises him of the situation, and he takes the rest of his movement to right about there, heading north to help engage with in any way that he can. Mr. Jazz Hands, same deal. Stefanos, you called the alarm, but no one was aware that anything's happening near you, right? They know that Dinjarin went to investigate. They don't actually even know that you made that sound. So, Jazz Hands is here. And then this brings us to Tempe.
What's going on? What are you guys doing?
Cultists, due north. Come help. He hears me yelling through the trees.
All right, you can do your full movement.
Towards down. I think I get 30 feet.
Yeah, right there is that's where you're at. But it's you have a line of sight to the cultist now.
Oh, awesome. Well, you know, my policy is pretty much shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah. How many pints did you have? Do I need you to roll with disadvantage?
I'm flagging.
Yeah, I think you could tolerate a flagging.
Was sleeping it off though. All right, where's my combat hood? There it is.
There's also, for those who didn't, you weren't here last time, but there's a new one that's I think better than the combat HUD. But you do you. If you highlight your character, or if you highlight your character or whatever, and you look on the left bar, there's a weird icon. I don't know why they made it a finger pointing to the left, but it's action tray. So basically, it does pretty much of what the token action HUD does, but it does it sort of on the side. So you can use either one you want. Just wanted to call that out to anyone who didn't know that was there.
So am I rolling normal or at disadvantage?
You're normal. You're normal.
Let's see what happens.
Oh.
Wah, wah.
So I don't know if you know this, but you missed.
Quite poorly.
And you need to roll from the fumble table, my friend.
True.
And it's a macro. It's been a while. It's a broken sword looking one.
There it is.
So you draw from the fumble table, and every party member donates 2 hit points to your target. You donate 4. Holy shit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 of you. That would be 14 plus the extra 2 from Tempe. That's 16. So this cult fanatic suddenly looks pretty damn buff. like his friend jetted, and he's now not so sure that he wants to run because he's like, I'm full of life. Piss and vinegar has just filled his veins. And you see him sort of smile through the shadows at you, Tempe, with almost like a thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And you do get multiple actions, right? Or no?
No, I got a hit.
Oh, okay, that's right. All right, Stefanos, you are up. You've seen the cultist disappear into the island.
Follow along this tree coverage closer to the bridge to see if I can get a sense of what's happening in the island.
Yep, and you have a range of 25 feet. So you move closer to the bridge, and what you see is the bridge. You do see a little boat sort of parked outside. Your passive insight, that probably belongs to Captain Smirts. but it's from where you stand, you really can't see anything. Let me have you roll a perception check. So give me one moment. See if you see anything sort of extraordinary. Go for it. All right, there's your perception check should be on your screen. And end it, and you've got yourself a 15. Yeah, so you see evidence that not one but two set of footprints have sort of recently made their way. You don't recognize this boot make, right? You've seen, you knew that Glory sort of tooled around outside, and you've seen enough of your party members' boots that this, to your cunning eye, this doesn't track. This doesn't seem like them. You can't be sure. You only got a 15, but it just seems like there's been probably at least 2 more cultists that away. So you have all of your action. You can also say stuff or ask things within reason.
Yep. I wanted to use a spell called Sending. I want to send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar. So I want to send a message to Toph to join me to investigate this island. There's cultists here, and we want to just track them.
Awesome. So go ahead and do you have to roll or anything, or is it just automatic?
Let me see. Oh no, I have to roll.
Oh, you do it for sending?
Yeah. Wait, all my spell slots should be empty. I mean, I should have all my spells.
Yeah,
but they're all empty.
Even if it says 0, that means you've used 0 of. That's not how many are left. That's how many you've used.
No, it's supposed to show 4 of 4, or like 2 of 2. At least that's what mine shows.
Oh, all my spell slots are empty. I don't think it was revamped after the long rest.
Oh, interesting. Because you guys did long rest, right?
Right.
It's your turn.
Give me 1 second. I'm putting. Is someone rolling something? Did you mean to do life swap?
No.
I'll move that then. Let me edit your thing real quick, and I will give you your spell slots. I don't know why that didn't reset. So you should have 3 of 3 and 4 of 4, correct?
2, 3, and
yes. Now try.
My 3rd level ones are still empty.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't. I was looking on your first page. My bad. Yeah, first level.
Doing that. So Toph, you should be able to hear this message in your mind, and you should be able to recognize it's coming from me, and you can answer me, and no one else would hear you.
All right, there you go. You can officially do it now because it has to. The reason you have to roll, Toph, is because it uses a spell slot, and it'll track that.
It is your turn.
Yeah. Okay. So it burns down. The user experience of this is a little question. So yeah, you hear in your mind that message from Stephanos, Toph. And then if you're done, end your turn, and it'll be Glory's turn.
It's your turn.
Cool. Oh, what is it? Dawn yet?
Not yet. It's about. Let me advance the time. It's about 3:50.
So I just heard some bagpipes, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna kind of grumbly get up, go to the edge of my tent and peek out, and see if there's anything that makes me want to come out and because I have a mission right now because I'm pretty fucked with nothing. So I'm like kind of a little, I just want to see if there's anything that catches my eye to make me curious.
Okay. You see Toph has jetted out of bed and is tense. Right?
Well, that could be diarrhea.
Could be. You see Captain Smirts running to the north. You see Mr. Jazz Hands running to the north, and you hear a lot of activity up to the north. Behind you, you don't hear really anything. It's pretty quiet behind you. There's no real awareness that way.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna. I mean, everyone's running towards something. I don't know. I'm gonna meander out, but I am gonna kind of hold back a little bit. So I'm gonna start walking the way everybody else is going, but I'm not gonna go very fast. So I'll go 30 feet, however that was there.
Okay.
All right, and then I'll end my turn.
Love it.
Make ready, your turn comes.
Stefanos, you see shuffling on the island. You can't really make it out. It's pretty far away. But yeah, there's some people made their way there. You don't know if they're still on the island. You really haven't been on the island, so you don't know if there's things that lead from the other side or what. And then that ends their turn.
It's your turn,
Mr. Tyros.
Yes.
You have line of sight.
With me, I'm sorry.
You do have line of sight, by the way.
I do have line of sight. Nothing is obscuring.
No, you're seeing right under the trees. These are beautiful, beautiful trees.
Okay, so I am targeting Cult Fanatic. I get to use Assassinate because he hasn't made an attack yet. So that gives me advantage. And I will be using my Firebolt.
Awesome. It's a hit. I confirm the roll. All right.
And to roll damage.
Did I tell you we're using a slightly new workflow? Right, where after you roll, I confirm the number because I can also send it. I could say, oh no, re-roll that. So one of the problems we had in the past is like we messed something up and then we had to like try again. This allows us to back up time and do things again if we need to.
So did this apply damage? Was that 10 damage applied to him?
Oh.
So I didn't see any dice roll.
Did you not have a prompt to roll damage?
I did, yeah, and I rolled normal damage, but I didn't see any dice.
Yeah, I don't
but it
see
shows it shows in the chat that there was 10 fire. Now I don't know if that was 10 points.
Oh, hold on. There you go. So now he is, yes, let's remove the 10 damage. I see. Now I have to apply the damage as well because otherwise it wouldn't be able to rewind. I get it now. Easy enough. Okay, yeah, so you see that cultist who was so buff suddenly immediately go unbuff, right? As he explodes with blood. That's a pretty solid amount of damage.
And for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have my sneak attack available for me anymore. So when I hit with advantage, I get sneak attack. Let's see if I can do that through here. I get to deal out an additional 3d6 on an attack roll if I had advantage.
Okay, did you roll with advantage on the last roll? You did, right? Yeah.
I did, yeah.
And then where's sneak attack at? Is that one of your features?
Yes. Oh, maybe. Oh, wow. Things have changed a little bit in the HUD here. Where is my sneak attack?
And then I think you click the roll, right? You make sure he's targeted and you roll. And the key was make sure he's targeted and you roll.
Oh, okay. Oh, let me target him again then.
And I think that's the key.
No, I just have cunning action available to me.
I see sneak attack. It's down towards the bottom of features. on the features tab.
I don't have the features.
What? Are you looking at your character sheet or are you looking at some other tool?
I was yeah, okay, let me look at features. Ah, there it is. Okay.
It's your turn.
All right, so then you need to roll a 3d6.
Okay.
You also know that you don't need advantage if there's someone within 5 feet of them. So you can use sneak attack if there's someone within 5 feet, or.
Yep. Yeah, it's I use that for my range.
Chat window,
Try this
lower
again.
right, and then you click 3 dice.
Click the 6, 2, 3, and roll.
You can in the chat window. You can also just click the 3d6 little thing. It also works. We got 9 more points of damage on the Cult Fanatic. Let's remove 9 points. What do you say? 9.
Hey, drop.
Yes.
Oh, that was only a 1d6. I don't know why the other two didn't roll.
Hey, really quickly, I gotta go.
Oh,
Thank
I gotta
you.
drop too, guys.
Bye.
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
Well,
Thomas.
yeah, we'll be winding
You
it
guys
up here
keep
after this
going,
round.
keep smiting.
Okay, bye.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Laters.
Yeah, that was only a 1d6 that rolled. Once again.
Another 1, and then
All
roll
right.
1 more d6.
Yeah, so they're all there. So there was the 9 plus 5 plus 1. I don't know why I got a plus 3 on that first. That first roll shouldn't have had a plus 3 on there.
Okay, then I'll give him back 3.
Yeah. So he should have 6, 11, 12, an additional 12.
There we go. Yeah, so yeah, he's hurting pretty bad right now.
Yeah, so you had 22 total.
You want to end your turn?
I am going to also move now.
Oh,
Or
okay,
actually,
that's
no,
right.
I'm going to stay where I am
It is
Okay.
your turn.
and end my turn.
All right, Toph, you're up.
Okay, so from where I'm at, where have I heard sounds coming? North?
Only from the north. Yeah,
Right?
the north. Wherever you see where everyone's running to.
Okay. Yeah. So can I do a dash action and double my move?
You sure can. That'll be your action, as you know.
Okay. Yes. So I think. Yeah. Sorry.
So you can go 80
And
feet.
then when it's in the yellow, that's when I'm using dash. Is that right?
Yeah, or you can just move twice it, so you can move a total of 80. There you go.
Oh, if you're gonna totally ignore my message.
Oh, I got a message.
Yeah, she did her. Well, no. She told you in the game. She said, "Hey, I'm sending this message to Toph to say, hey, there's something going on over here to the west."
Where the bridge is.
Oh, I did. I heard that, and I thought you said a different character's name because I'm a dummy. Okay, so actually, Thomas, is it okay if I reverse that? Because Aaron, the player, messed it up. I would do what she asked me to do.
All right, so let me move you back. It'll be easier. You were right outside the
So
tent.
I'm just doing the exact same thing. I'm just going west.
Oh, wait, one more, and that's where you were right here. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And I think you can move it all at
Sorry
once. You
about
can just
that.
do, yeah. Well, actually, you're gonna have to move around the tent, so you can't move through the tent.
It's not letting me move. Okay, there it goes. Why is it red, I wonder? Oh, it's just mad.
You've already used it all up.
Yeah. I think, what is that? There? 80?
You have, I think you have another 10 feet.
Okay. Alright, that should be my turn, I believe.
Yeah, and so you see the island's pretty small. You see it across the other side. And right now, you're not seeing anyone on the island.
Okay.
And the cult fanatic takes his turn and disappears. Takes off like a bat out of hell. And
Yeah, after that much damage, he should run like hell.
And who's left in it? So that's that. And then we end combat. You are now out of combat. And you do get some marginal damage, or some marginal experience points for that effort. And assign. So you got to go in your chat window and accept your experience for a partial battle and some interesting moves.
Excellent.
I will add for Tempe, and I will add for Glory. And so, as the dust settles, we'll end with, Smirts is like,
this is no good. This is no good. I don't know if they've heard of our plans, but it concerns me. It concerns me that their prying eyes were upon us this evening.
And with that, I think we will end. So, you have your mission. We have Glory waiting to do this thing that she wants to do at dawn, which is in a couple of hours. That's how we'll start the next game. You have now had some run-ins with the Black Cult of the Dragon officially, right? Where they're the bad guy. I think this is the first time you've encountered them where you weren't sure if they were with you or against you. Pretty clear now. And you have this new sense of purpose, right? To do your thing. So now you've learned how to roll 3d6.
No, it's in it's changed in the HUD how to do a 3d6 now. I've got it figured out for sneak attack.
Okay, that's awesome, dude. Was it just clicking little dice in it?
Yeah, just in the description, there's a little link that says 3d6. It used to be right in my combat HUD that there was sneak attack, and I would just press the icon and it would roll it, but that's gone now.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, we can look into some of that, but anyway,
It's okay.
Really enjoyed the session. You have, it seems like you got a couple of good shots in. If you hadn't buffed that cultist, they would either be dead or hurt enough that you could have had a conversation with them. But alas, that is not how it panned out. So as of right now, the forest is quiet. The campsite is once again the crackling fire, and we'll pick up here when we next play. Smirts is ready to roll, you guys. Smirts is ready to roll. Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you.